And it looks like we're live. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Home Built Workshop. Welcome to Wednesday Live. I hope you're doing awesome today. We're off to a warm start here. We're back in a bit of a warm spell, so that's a good thing, I guess. Enjoy summer while it's here, if it's summer in your area. What's going on? What are you guys up to this fine Wednesday morning? What am I up to? I'm up to drinking my coffee, hanging out with you guys. It is going to be a good day. Make sure our settings are good here. All right. It's like we are set. Neptunes! Neptune says, hello, Jeff. Hello, Neptunes. What's going on? How's it going down in your neck of the woods? You guys still roasty toasty? I imagine it's quite hot down there. Dastardly Dave! What's up, all? What's going on, Dastardly Dave? How are you this fine Wednesday? Right on. Welcome, everyone. As we get settled in to hang out, talk shop, talk projects, all that good stuff, like we do here on Wednesday Live. Neptune says I hit 130 heat index yesterday. Oh, man. Lots of water, my friend. Wow, that's getting up there. Miga Wood says, hi, Jeff. What's going on? Good morning. Neptune says, hey, Dave. Hitman says, I'm hanging out. Right on, welcome. What is going on? Right on, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to show you what I'm working on here shortly. You may have, if you saw the thumbnail, you probably know, but we'll get to that here shortly. Terry says, help Jeff and everyone else. You need help? How can we help you? Or did you say, is that supposed to be hello? Either way, we're here. What's going on, Terry? Dastardly Dave says, hey, Neptune. Hitman says, when they ask our temperature, I say Florida. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. That's a state I've never been to, but I imagine it gets pretty warm there. Harry Dude says, what's up? Hello, everyone. What's up, Harry Dude? How's everybody in the land down under? Hope you're doing good, man. What are you working on? Neptune says, hey, Harry. Terry says, sorry, I was supposed to say hey. It's all good. That's all right. But we're here to help if we can, if we need to. But hey, Terry. The old autocorrect. I know. I got you. I got you. Harry Dude, hey Neptunes, right on. Something in my pocket, some trash from the car. Close this window, keep some of the noise out so you guys don't have to listen to it. Right on. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to Wednesday Live here at Home Built Workshop. I hope you guys are having a great week. Hope you're staying cool if it's warm and staying warm if it's cool. Harry Dude. All right. So let's jump in. What in the world has been going on around here? Acoustic guitar stuff. I'm trying to crank it out. Let me show you. Let me show you where I'm at right now. If I can pick this up without dropping it and breaking everything. Oh. We have some bent sides, and I just installed the kerfing, or as some prefer, I call it kerfed lining. Got that all installed yesterday. Today, I got to work on making the side braces to get glued in here. There's about, I think it's about four little braces that get glued in along the sides. I got to make those up and get those things glued in, and then we're on to the end wedge. So Yeah, I got the sides bent, I believe, since we last talked. I don't think, no, I didn't have them bent last week. And got those things bent. Got the neck block, the tail block glued in, and so far so good. Haven't broke anything yet. Got to put the new bender to work, and it worked. It worked awesome. The only difficulties I really had were with my my lack of experience using it. But overall, the sides bent. There was no cracking. I'm excited. So yeah, that's my goal for this afternoon, to get the side braces installed on this thing. So that's what I've been working on. Almost as nonstop as I can be, trying to get this thing together. Oh, that's heavy. All that MDF in the mold. Mike's here. Mike says, too hot. Morning, though. Morning, Mike. How are you on this hot Wednesday morning? It's pretty hot here, too. I got a long sleeve t-shirt on right now because it's, it's a little tiny bit cool in the morning, but it's warming up now that I don't need this thing. Excuse me. I still got a little bit of residual something. I don't feel bad or anything. It's just, that stuff after you were sick. Ridiculous. Just won't go away. Hair Dude says, I'm here swearing at a smoke machine that I replaced the pump in a month ago. The new pump died. Ordered another one, which arrived dead. So I'm installing yet another one. Yay. Oh, man. What a drag. The only thing I've ever done with a smoke machine, we used to use one a fair bit, and the one we had in particular had a sensor in the little tank, some sort of a level sensor, so that it wouldn't run the tank dry and like kill itself, or I mean overheat itself. It's probably gonna get flagged for that one. Sorry. The little level sensor went out and it wouldn't work at all. So I ended up going in and like bypassing the level sensor, which probably isn't ideal, but I just rewired it so it cut that thing out of the system so it would work anyway. But last I knew, the thing still worked. Hitman says, awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm super excited with the way the old Acoustic's coming along. Hitman says, what state are you in? I'm from Michigan, and I now miss the winters. LOL. I'm in the state of Colorado. Have you not been getting much winter in Michigan? I'm originally from Pennsylvania, and it's kind of the same there now, it seems. Growing up, we had, winter was winter, as I'm sure you are familiar with. You got snow in what, November-ish, and pretty much it stayed snowy until spring. And it hasn't been like that out in Pennsylvania even. It seems like they get a little bit of snow and then it melts and all of that. But yeah, even out here though, speaking of winter, we don't have a winter like you would maybe expect. I don't live in the mountains. That would make a big difference if I lived up in the mountains. I kind of live on the along the Front Range, and I can look out and see the mountains, but I don't live in the mountains. I believe their winters are a little bit different. But here, we'll get a snow, even if it's a fair bit of snow, and usually the next day, the majority of it has melted off and it's gone. So a lot of people think that Colorado is, wintry in the mountains and all that. And part of it is, but part of it's not. Part of it is really flat and, kind of the high plains, I believe it's called. But yeah, we don't get really all that harsh a winter here. It can get cold and we can get snow, but usually it never sticks around very long. Again, up in the mountains, probably a different story. I don't live up there, so I can't speak to that. But I miss winter too. I enjoyed, well, maybe I wouldn't now if it really was, But I did enjoy, being able to play in the snow all the time, of course, as a kid growing up, because we always had snow. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what this winter brings. Harry Dude says, if you miss the winter, you can have mine. Soon, Harry Dude, you will be warming up. Harry Dude, do you get snow where you live? I feel like I've asked you that before, but I don't quite remember. Hitman says, LOL. Hair Dude always wants to give up the winter. I don't blame you. There's definitely, it's definitely a lot harder to work when it's cold. That's for sure. You don't know how many bottles of glue that I have forgotten to bring in the wintertime, and it freezes, and then then it's no good. Although they say that it'll survive a couple of freeze thaw cycles. If I know it freezes, I usually don't mess around, and I don't take that chance. If I know it's frozen overnight, I usually throw it away and go with a new one. Hitman says Michigan was rough last winter. Cold and snowy. Ours wasn't bad. I mean, yes, cold, and we had some snow, but it's just weird that you can get the worst snowstorm in a long time, and the next day, the roads are all melted. Hitman says, every time I watch your show, at the end of it, I have to clean my pockets of sawdust. Why is that? Let's see. There's a word for that. Osmosis. It's osmosis sawdust. I have to clean mine too. Paul says, bike in shop, so working from home today. Hello, everyone. Hello, Paul. Good morning. How are you doing? That's not good that the bike's in the shop. Hopefully it's nothing too big. Oh, I got to show you, Paul. You missed it earlier, I think. So everybody else who already saw this, I'm sorry, but I got to show Paul. Check it out. We got bent sides. We got a neck block. We got a tail block. We got kerfed lining installed. Fixing to get the side braces in this afternoon. So, yeah, it's coming along, man. It is bent. I'm hoping we're going to have a cool book match right there. Once I get the end wedge in. As soon as I get the side braces in, then it's onto the end wedge, and this rim set will be complete, and that's going to be awesome. Then I got to make a neck. I think I've already got that figured out as well. Paul says they did the routine maintenance, and the tech scarred up the tank and bags, so it's getting repainted. Oh, I think I saw your post on that. Wow, you know what? That's pretty cool that they're taking care of it. That is awesome. I mean, kind of a drag that you got to be without it while they're fixing it, but that's pretty cool. Harry Dude says, no snow here in Melbourne. We get snow in country, Victoria, in the snowfields and ski resorts. Oh, in country, Victoria. Gotcha. Sorry, I read that wrong. Paul says, looking good. Can't wait to hear it. I can't either. I can't either. We're getting there. I'm hoping to be able to get the finish sprayed on this thing before the cold sets in. So, I probably got, I don't know how long it's going to take to make the neck. I probably got a couple weeks, maybe less, and I can have the box closed and the neck and all that. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Paul says it spends more time at Harley than in my garage. Hitman says, Palm Coast here, about 100 miles north of Melbourne. Oh, right on. Wait. What about it? Hitman? I'm confused now. Oh, you said you're from Michigan. Gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. I'm like, wait, you said you were in Michigan. No, you said you were from Michigan. I'm with you now. Okay. I'm with you. Right on. Took me, I got confused there for a second. That happens from time to time. My coffee's pretty tasty today. Too bad it's getting kind of warm out there. Let's see. Hitman says, yep. Yeah, I got you. I'm with you. Paul said, just signed with store number 5 to put my guitars in. Dude, congrats. That's awesome. Right on. Yeah, that's way cool. I don't have any in the store here in the Springs right now. For reasons, let's just say. I don't know. It just didn't seem like a great like it was working out well. No ill feelings or anything, but yeah, I think most of us have ours in other places now. I want to find another place. The problem is there's not a whole lot of shops around here that have or that will offer local builds. At most, you can put them in there on consignment, but yeah, unfortunately, I wish there was more music shops that would do that here. Sela Guitars says, hello, Jeff. What's going on, man? How are you doing? How's things down your way? Hope you're staying cool, maybe. Paul says, I'm averaging 5 guitars per store, more if requested. Nice, man, that's awesome. I am super excited for you. That is cool. Right on. Hitman says, Scott. What's up, Scott? See, the guitar says it's kind of cool here. It's not here. Hitman says, OMG, I blew my cover. Now we all know. No, it's all good. Let's see. Sayla says it's under 100. Hey, that's pretty cool for your area, isn't it? Sayla says you can use my name. Right on, Thomas. I will do that. I usually try to respect everybody's name for, reasons. Unless you specifically let me know that sort of thing, then yeah. So whatever comes up there, I usually try to respect that. So even if I know you. Hitman. Scott. Paul says, maybe I can retire, ramp up my YouTube channel, and get some of that fab YouTube money. I wouldn't plan to retire with it. Unless you're, get a whole bunch of, yeah, unless you're like one of those giant channels. Desperately Dave says, you can use my name, LOL. Right on, Dave. Sayla Thomas says we need to create a platform where we can all see our guitars. I know, that would be cool. What would that look like exactly? Would it be an online thing? I don't know. Hitman says, with all these people here, click the like button. Yeah, right on. Right on, guys. Yeah, hit that like button, even if you're not liking it. No, I guess, by hitting the like button, it tells YouTube algorithms, you guys, everybody says it, the algorithms get promoted and blah, blah, blah. And, but yeah, if you are here though, and you enjoy hanging out in the lives, do hit that like button. Tell the YouTubes that this is the place to come hang out and talk about stuff. Thomas says to sell guitars. Gotcha. Yeah, I know some way to do that. I don't know. Paul says I ordered an 8x3 aluminum blank to turn into a bowl using my wood lathe and carbide tools. I'm going to turn it outside on a tarp to catch the shavings. Probably a good idea because that sounds like it's going to make a mess. I've never tried to turn aluminum on a wood lathe. I don't see why you couldn't. Probably you got to really hold on to those tools. Sailor Guitar says an app and a website. Yeah, it would be cool. Mike says it would look like a guitar shop. It would. I think it'd be cool. I think it would be cool. Harry Dude says, have you guys bought and sold much on Reverb? Would that work for you guys? I can't speak for anybody else, but myself, I have bought one. What did I buy on there? I think I bought a set of pickups or something a year or two ago. I bought on Reverb. I've never sold anything on there. I know people that do, list a lot of things on there. But I personally haven't sold, just bought. I've made one purchase on there. So I don't have much experience on that. I hear mixed reviews as far as, some people can do pretty good on there. Other people, it's kind of a, I don't know, kind of slow. But like I said, I don't have any experience really selling. Tony's here. Tony says, morning, sunshine. Morning, Tony. I need like some sort of sunlight looking thing to click on when you say that. Tony, what are you up to this fine Wednesday? Paul says, haven't had luck on Reverb. Thomas says, I'm on Reverb and it's slow going. Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard. Like, it's an option. It's another avenue, right, to get your stuff out there. But yeah, I don't know. Dallas here. Dallas says, oops, I forgot it's Wednesday. That's okay. We're still here. Welcome. How are you doing this fine Wednesday? Highline Guitars. Chris, what's going on? Good morning. Highline says, Reverb is great for buyers, but not so much for sellers. If you have a problem, Reverb will always side with the buyer. That's another. I've heard that before, and yeah, I don't know. Don't know. But that is interesting. Yeah, I've got the account. I signed up for the account and everything a couple years ago, and I never really got around to listing things on there. Maybe I ought to try it just to see how it goes. But yeah, I don't know. I've been a little bit hesitant. Hitman says my website is the Musicians Hangout. Well, I'll have to check that out. Harry Dude says to Highline, sounds like eBay. Sounds like eBay. Reverb isn't huge here in Australia. I've sold a ton of stuff. I've bought and sold a lot of things on eBay. There for a while, I was selling a lot of pedals, buying pedals, and doing a lot of different things on eBay. And I've never had an issue on there, me personally. So I'd almost feel more confident going to eBay than I would maybe Reverb. Mike says, it would be easy enough to set up a website to sell your work. I mostly keep or make for others when they request, usually not looking to make money. Yeah, I do. I have my stuff listed on my websites. So yeah, that really isn't all that hard to do. I think mainly what a lot of us are kind of looking for, and you guys can speak into this as well. I'm not trying to speak for all of us, but I know around here we have a group of guitar builders that meet on occasion, just as kind of a hangout and just to share ideas and thoughts and things with each other. And it sounds like a lot of us in this area in Highline, I'm not sure about your area, but feel free to let us know how it is up the road. But here anyway, there's not a lot of local avenues to really sell handmade guitars. So a lot of us here are looking for other ways, like possibly reverb or other avenues to sell your instruments, because it's hard to promote. You know, if you only sell them on your website, it's kind of hard. I feel like you need a support of the community, whether that's um, in the form of local music shops that will carry your instruments, and that's what we had here for a little while. But like I'm not going to go into too many details on that, but it I think a lot of us are just looking for other ways to get them out there to the public, other than using your your own website, which would be the best. But like I said, it's hard to promote that, I think. Paul says, hate the almost 14% that eBay charges on sale tax and shipping, but I haven't had too many issues uh, that they fixed. They seem responsive enough. Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, that's been my experience as well. I've never had an issue. Um, and, the fees, even, like PayPal and all that, like even their fees are, yeah. But I get it, sort of. I mean, I don't like the fees, but I don't, I don't know the best way to, I don't know any way around it, honestly. Harry Dude says, I'm in the process of setting up a web store using SquareUp. Easy enough once you get your head around the way SquareUp does things. You're right on. Well, Harry Dude, let us know when you get it up and running. What sort of stuff are you planning on having on that store? You gonna sell parts and stuff, or what's the plan? Paul says, I've sold on website, through Facebook groups, and in local shops. Yep, I've done the same. Sales through the website, Facebook groups. I've got a couple listings in a couple active listings right now in a couple local groups. I'm even finding that's getting hard to sell through. I'm not sure why, and I feel like it has to do with the algorithms. Facebook doesn't promote stuff unless you pay to have that promoted. That's what it feels like. Um, even on my feed now, all I really see are some of the, I'm in like a couple guitar building groups and stuff, and that's like all I see. I don't even see posts from friends. Mike says, take care. Keep up the wood shavings. Work calls. Right on, Mike. Well, we will keep up some wood shavings. I definitely have some shavings to to make here when we're done. So you have an awesome day. Thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you next week. Harry Dude says, I've heard of maker spaces that sell, which are shared spaces where a lot of makers sell their stuff and rely on the makers taking turns to man the shop. Hmm. I don't I don't know if I've specifically heard of that sort of model. Of course, maker spaces, where they, you have kind of shared tools and things, but a shared shop. Huh. Kind of like that. Um, Highline says, unless you use your own website, you're going to pay fees and accept buyer centric policies. Yeah, and I agree with that 100%. Um, that's the cost of doing business, maybe. I don't know. Um, but yeah, yeah, you're right. You got to own your own website. You got to own your own mailing list, your own email list, and maybe that's something that I need to do a little more. I've been getting behind a lot on my email newsletter, and maybe I need to utilize that a little bit more for advertising. Hmm. Yeah, I might have to revamp my strategy for that. Harry Dude says, my web store will be primarily for my custom pick guards. I have over 100 templates for all makes and models, and will be offering pick guards in stock form or different colors and options. Dude, that's awesome. Over 100 templates? Wow. Nice. Yeah, let us all know when you have it up and running. We'd love to go check it out. Everybody will go in there and buy a pick guard from Harry Dude. Dallas says, I trimmed the rosette channel last week, but a little bit ripped out because I didn't coat something before trimming, so I should go make purflings to hide it. That's a good option. If you had a little bit of tear out in there, you can go a little bit wider, add some purfling in there, poof, bye-bye tear out. Yeah. I actually, on my first acoustic build, I sprayed the rosette channel with shellac before cutting the circle. But this time around, I didn't do it. I didn't put anything on it, and it thankfully went well. I probably should have, just as a little extra security. But yeah, you can put a little bit of shellac, spray or just apply it, whether you brush it on or I just use the spray shellac. And yeah, it worked well. But yeah, all you got to do is go back in, trim it out a little bit more, and add some purfling, and you'll be good. Excuse me. Highline Guitars says, in 20 years of building, I've only sold a couple locally. There's just not the market in Colorado or most of the West. Yeah, I'm finding the same thing. It's really hard. It's really hard to sell in locally. I mean, it really is. I've even got, unless you offer stuff ridiculously cheap, is what I'm seeing. Like even factory made instruments. I'm selling one of my acoustics that I've had for a long. I've owned it since brand new, but since I built the one last year, I can not see me playing it ever. So I've got it listed for sale, and I keep dropping the price and dropping the price. I mean, it's only a couple $100 instrument. Not a high end model by any means, but it seems like people just, unless it's really cheap, it's so hard to sell stuff like that. I don't understand it. But as far as selling locally, yeah, I mean, I've sold some local. There's, I don't know, half a dozen or something here in town, but not any more than that. And yeah, I think the people that wanted one have bought one, and yeah, it's crazy. Hair Dude says, register your business with Google, costs nothing, and has really helped me. I get 90+% of my contacts through my website, which people will find through Google. Facebook would be second, and phone third. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Ooh, don't hit that button. I don't want to remove your comment. I'll have to look into that. I don't believe I have done that. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, it's always a challenge. I mean, and I don't think this goes for for just guitars, instruments. I think anybody who makes stuff by hand and and wants to sell it, if your goal is to sell it, then I feel like they have the same kind of struggles. I think it would be awesome to have a little storefront where people can actually come in. Um, I don't think that's feasible at the moment. I keep sliding off the stool. Sorry about that. But I think that would be a cool thing. Maybe it's not just an instrument storefront. Maybe it's for just general making of things. But I think that'd be kind of cool, but expensive. It sounds really expensive. You have to rent a space or buy a space and run a commercial type thing. It's just, yeah. Hitman says, it's not a competition site, just show and tell. Right on. I'll have to check it out. I will check it out for sure. All right. Oh, Dallo, I gotta show you. I think you missed it too. Sorry guys, I gotta grab this thing again to show Dallo. I got my sides bent. And the kerfed lining, kerfing as I like to call it, but I got chewed out almost once for calling it kerfing. Someone said, it's not kerfing. The kerfing is the little cuts. It's called kerfed lining. Basically saying, get it right. But yeah, I got the sides bent in the mold. Got the kerfing installed. This afternoon I'm going to work on making the side braces and get those glued in today. That's the plan. So yeah, it's coming along good. I have one little, there's almost like a little hump right there where maybe the wood almost folded instead of bent. So I think it'll sand out without sanding through the side, or maybe there'll just be a little bit of a hump there. I think it'll come out, but that's about the only thing that I've found on here that I'm less than happy with. And it's not even that bad. Honestly, you probably, let's see, that's on the bottom. It's gonna be this way. I don't even think you'd see it for the most part, but I'm pretty sure everything will sand out. But yeah, I'm super stoked with the progress. Every time I get a little farther, I get more excited as to hear how it's going to sound. Dallas says, so how's the work going on? There you go. That's what I've been working on. It's coming along really good. I think I'm going to use this little piece of mahogany and cut my side braces out of that, and just use mahogany. My neck block and tail block are mahogany, so I think I'll do the side braces out of mahogany for continuity. Then all I have left on the rim is the end wedge, which I have the actual end wedge made, so it's not really going to be all that hard to get in there and get the end wedge in place, and then it's onto the neck. So I'm actually going to do a scarf joint neck, and probably be the first time I've actually scarf jointed an acoustic neck. But yeah, I'm going to use, I'm pretty sure I've decided I'm going to use maple. I know it's not traditionally, a lot of people like to use mahogany, but I like to keep that continuity with the body. The body's maple, so I'm going to use maple for the neck. That's the plan. Hitman says, looks great. Thank you. Thanks, Scott. See what I did there? All right. Sorry, I'm scrolling. Dallo says, it's going to be cool. I like the Unity. I do too. I like, traditionally, a lot of people will build the body and, using the back and sides of whatever they choose, and then just make the neck out of a piece of mahogany, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But like I said, I like the continuity. On the first acoustic, the back and sides were Padauk, and the neck was made also out of Padauk, and I just love how everything kind of blends together, rather than having a totally different species of wood for the neck. Again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just my personal preference is I like the continuity. So I got maple back and sides. Although this is ambrosia maple, I'm going to make my neck out of regular maple, regular rock maple. And yeah, And I'm going to bring the continuity in with the elm. I've got the elm rosette. I'm using elm binding. My end wedge is elm. My heel cap will be elm. The head plate will be elm. So all my accent bits are going to be made out of elm. Maple back and sides, maple neck, and Port Orford cedar top. And, oh, maple purfling too. Wherever I'm putting in purfling is going to be maple. Highline says, I'm going to take a shot at building an electric violin. Oh, dude, I think that'll be cool. Yeah, that'll be super cool. Are you going to make it with almost like a salad body type of deal, or one of those, I don't know what you call it, where they have just like the skeleton, the outline, and there's, you have your center neck, the neck, like almost a neck through with like the hollow outline, or more of a salad body type electric guitar style. Either way, it sounds awesome. Or sounds like an awesome project, and I'm sure it's going to sound awesome too. I have been kicking around the idea of building a banjo. I think that I think that would be cool. I play a little bit of banjo, and I own one banjo. It's a very low end one, just because it's the only lefty that I was able to find. But I've thought about building one. I think it'd be kind of a fun project. You glue up a block, 12 sided or something, turn it round, use the CNC machine to cut out the rim. I think that'd be kind of fun. Thomas says, do you find that the Paduke neck was a little heavy? I don't feel it was. Me personally, no. I feel like it's fine. Yeah, I don't think it's too heavy at all. I'm a little bit more concerned with the weight on this one, being I'm going to use maple. But even that, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Highline Guitar says, solid body, I think weight will be a consideration. Yeah, if you're going to be holding it up. He says, you're a lefty? I'm sort of a lefty as well. Right on. Fist bump. Lefties, unite. Yes, I am a lefty. Yeah, I'm a lefty. That partly why I ended up getting into making guitars, sort of, because as a lefty, it's hard to find. It's hard to find the good instruments. You don't have the options. I'm sure you know that as well as I do. If you want a left-handed guitar and it's electric, most likely it's going to be black. Oh, and you wanted that special version that looks so cool? Yeah, good luck. There's only a couple of makers, and I can't even think of the names at the moment, that you can order either model in left or right hand. And I got frustrated with not being able to get what I want, so kind of turned into building. Yeah, so in it's kind of weird, because now most of what I build are right-handed guitars. Most of the lefties I build are usually ones that I intend to keep. And another thing that's weird is being a lefty and you build right-handed instruments. Highline, how many people have you talked to, or have you heard of, that how many right-handed builders will not build a lefty? Yet lefties build righties all the time. I mean, generally that's where the market is, right? You don't get a whole lot of orders for a left-handed guitar. But I've talked to quite a few right-handed builders who flat out won't do it. They will not build a lefty. Now, at the last guitar show in, what was it, April, March, whenever that was, there were, to my surprise, 2 other people there that built a left-handed guitar because I called them out. Not really, I didn't really call them out, but I challenged everyone to build a lefty. I'm like, where's all the lefties? And there was a couple other people that built lefties. But yeah, I've talked to quite a lot that will not do it. Even if even if you had asked them to, if you were going to buy one, they're like, I won't do it. I just thought that was weird, really. Like, lefties will just flip everything over and build like nothing. I mean, really, that's all it is. But Paul says, getting ready to make a totally mesquite body for a guy. Right now, each half of the blank weighs 15 pounds. Gonna hollow it all out, add a top to it, hopefully get the body down to 6 pounds. Is that from that giant log you had last year or whenever that was? That's gonna be cool. Highline says, I'm actually cross-dominant, meaning I do something well right-handed and other things, guitar playing, left-handed. That's pretty cool. I am not. I am left-handed and pretty much left-handed with everything. Guitar playing, I cannot hold it right-handed. I mean, I can hold it, and it feels awkward as can be. The only way I can play a right-handed guitar is to flip it over, play it upside down, and fumble through playing chords backwards. It's a little bit harder to set up for me, right-handed. I go a lot by the numbers, and I can I can play it a little bit, but that is the part that I spend probably twice the time on setting up a right-handed guitar, just because I'm trying to make sure that I have everything right, because it just feels so weird. But that's about the only struggle I've had. Yeah, Hairdude says, how hard is it to flip a template? Exactly. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I think everybody that I've talked to, well, I shouldn't say everybody. I can't say everybody. The few people that I have talked to that said, we'll never do it. I will never build a lefty. Yeah, you use a template. You take a template and you flip it over, and there's your lefty. Highline says, I build only righties. I've done a few lefties. No big deal. Yeah, see? It's not. I'm building this acoustic as a righty. The first one I did as a lefty. My very first acoustic, I took my right-handed template and built it in opposite as a lefty. And it hasn't exploded yet. Paul says, I build lefties occasionally, but mostly when commissioned. Yes, exactly. And I totally get that. It takes too long to sell, and lefties seem more persnickety on what they want. Sorry for being persnickety. No, I totally get it. But I guess the point is if you're commissioned, you'll build one. Where I guarantee you, I have talked to some people that have said no. Nope, I'm straight up not doing it. That always just kind of bugs me. I don't know why. Shouldn't really. It's none of my. If they don't want to do it, they don't have to. Somebody else will. Paul said, yes, from the first log. Have another one just like it. Haven't cut it up yet. Cool. I have a giant log sitting out here that I got to finish mailing up. I'll have to get that done before winter. It is I think it's cottonwood, but it's figured cottonwood, which is kind of cool. Sailor Guitar says, I should make a Mesquite acoustic 12-string. That's another one I want to do. I want to do a 12-string someday, and a baritone is my plan for acoustics. I think, or at least the 8-string baritone. Then maybe I could skip building the 12-string. But I think that's one of the cool things of just being able to build it, right? Like, there's a couple guitars on my list yet that I either don't own or what was I going to say? There's a couple that I want still, and one of them is a 12-string, so I'd probably just build one. Harry Dude says, I have a regular customer who's a lefty. I've gotten used to doing them by measurement and then learning to play a couple of chords upside down with lots of upstrokes. Yes, that's exactly what I do. I measure, fumble through the chords, I'll go all the way up each string. You can play the single notes to make sure there's no buzz or any of that sort of stuff. And yeah, that's how I do it. The funny thing is I've had people actually say, why didn't you just learn right-handed? Why didn't you learn how to play as a righty? Then you'd have access to all these other, guitars that you can't get as a lefty. And my response has always been, okay, take your guitar and immediately hold it lefty, and see how that feels, and or do a air guitar the opposite way, and they're like, oh, it feels so weird. I'm like, that's why. Paul says the Sela guitars, the log is over 2 feet long. Mike could make you a set of back and sides from it. Oh, almost 3 feet long. There you go, Thomas. Some mesquite, unless you already have some. I've made mesquite fretboards before, and I actually really like them. And the owner of one of them said that they really like it too, specifically because they're originally from Texas, somewhere in Texas, and the mesquite is kind of all over, I guess. So, uh, yeah, that's part of it. But yeah, mesquite seemed to work really good. Sayla, let's see. Sayla says that would work. Get my info from Jeff. Right on. Yeah, I can do that. I can be the middleman, put you guys in contact. But yeah, info. Oh, Corey, I didn't see that there, Corey. Oops, something's my scrolly thing keeps scrolling. Okay, here we go, Corey. Corey says, how many people out there can use either hand and play right or left-handed guitars? Yeah, no, not me. Well, I mean a tiny bit, but I wouldn't call it necessarily playing. I can play a little bit of bass upside down. Um, when I was doing the cover band stuff, there was one song where I played bass on it, and for a little while I brought my own bass, which I've since sold. Uh, I but it got to be where I didn't want to bring that extra guitar, so I just started using our bass player's bass, and I would just flip it over. How did I do that? I don't remember. I think I would have to kneel down because the strap was weird, but I'd play this one song upside down on the bass. But yeah, I don't know how many people can just grab one in either orientation. I am not. Without fumbling through, your G C D E minor type chords with the left hand, or with the upside downness. Paul says I can use either hand, but I don't play. Just build. Little bit of a difference, Paul, but it's all good. Highland Guitarist says I can play chords right-handed, but I can't solo at all. Do you actually play it right-handed? When the I can't even hardly imagine. I like sort of imagine, but my hands go backwards. Edge Elite says my dad was a lefty, but golfed and played hockey right. Oh, that's cool. The only thing I can comfortably do right-handed is use a pair of scissors, and I think that was from way back, when dinosaurs roamed the earth. When I was in elementary school, I never had access to left-handed scissors. All I had were the right-handed ones, so I had to use right-handed scissors to cut things. You remember that back in the day? You cut stuff out, and you had like the paste, and you like pasted stuff with the construction paper and all that. But yeah, I don't recall ever having access to any pairs of left-handed scissors, so I always had to use right-handed scissors. And to this day, I can't cut with scissors with my left hand. Thomas says we have lots of mesquite here in Arizona, but yours is probably better. Texas mesquite. And that makes me want barbecue. Highline says I forced myself to learn chords right-handed so I could set up my right-handed builds. I've tried. I have tried that. I've tried to actually set them up that way, and it just I don't feel that I can accurately I don't feel I can get a good handle on the setup because this hand feels so awkward, making the chords. And I've tried it that way, and for me, I just can't. I just don't feel comfortable. I feel more comfortable doing it upside down that way than I do actually trying to hold the guitar correctly. I think it might work a little bit better if I could, but it just feels too weird. And when I'm doing it that way, I can't tell if the weirdness is in the setup or if it's in my awkward feeling fingers. Corey says, like me, I can use right or left-handed fishing reels for fishing. I don't think I've ever had a left-handed reel. I always have to, that's another one. I don't think I ever had a left-handed reel. I mean, I don't fish a whole lot anyway. I do have a couple, but this, right-handed, it probably looks backwards. I don't know if it's looking backwards on your end, but yeah, trying to do that left-handed just feels awkward. Huh. Yeah, I think the ones that I have are right-handed. Interesting. That's something else I hadn't thought about. Maybe because I never had a lefty. Paul says, I can write with both, shoot right-handed, pitch horseshoes left-handed, and can use tools fine with either hand. Born a lefty, forced to learn to use right hand in school. Oh, see, that gets me. The schools wouldn't let you be right-handed. And I don't know if that has anything to do with why I didn't have right-handed scissors or left-handed scissors. But yeah, let's see. I write with my left. If I write with my right, it looks really bad. I throw horseshoes with my left. I don't think I've ever tried throwing horseshoes with my right. I used to play horseshoes all the time. Haven't done that in a little while though. If I'm using a chisel, I feel more comfortable with the left. I can sort of with my right if I need to, but I got to be super careful because I don't feel I have quite the control. My right hand just feels like it's, it's gone rogue sometimes. Let's see. I shoot right-handed. Yeah. Only because I'm right eye dominant. That's a weird one. I'm left-handed, right eye dominant. My left eye is a disaster. Dallas says, should practice either hand in advance. The prime hand might hurt someday, so these days I eat with the left hand. That's a good idea. This one may get worn out at some point. Thomas says you need to hire a right-handed apprentice. I don't have room in here for a right-handed apprentice. Or an apprentice in general. I mean, unless it's my daughter. Paul says, my son's a lefty. I got into school when they tried to do the same to him. Yeah. Highland says, I shoot a gun left-handed, which always worried me because I thought I'd get drafted. And most assault rifles eject on the right side, which would come across my face. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, if I was shooting like a rifle, I would shoot right-handed. Handgun would be left-handed, looking cross with my right eye, which is not ideal, but it works. Yeah, so I guess I mix it up there. Right-handed rifle, left-handed handgun. Cool. Right on, guys. What else? Before we get into wrapping this up, I'm gonna be I'll be out of the shop here for a few minutes this morning, going over to play some guitar, my acoustic, as a matter of fact, with a friend of mine. We're gonna be attending a local open mic night here next month, I believe. So just as a just go play a couple songs, have a little fun. So we're gonna go practice a couple things here, and then I'm gonna get back this afternoon and work on the side bracing. So hopefully we'll get all that in today, and hopefully tomorrow we'll get the end wedge in. I'd like to have that done before the weekend. Thomas says, please record that. If you will, we'd love to see you in action. I might do that. Hitman says, can't wait to your next show. You're awesome. Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Yes, this weekend is going to be another episode of the acoustic guitar build. I've got the video about half edited. It's going to be bending the sides and getting the blocks all in place, and finishing up with driving the bus. Getting everything radiused in the dish. So that's the plan. They're going to be coming out this weekend. I got to finish the edit to that too, as well as make some more progress on this. But yeah, that's the plan. The next episode, and then another thing that I want to build before we wrap this up. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen these little planes. This is one that I got from a friend of mine. Not super high quality or anything, but I want to build a finger plane, smaller than this one. I see a lot of builders using small finger planes, and I definitely see the advantage of using one. But this is the smallest one that I have, and so I think I'm going to try building a few. I've got some ideas. I want to try different blade angles. So I might do that in the next week or so, just as kind of an experiment. I've come across recently kind of a cool method of making them where you don't really have to carve this out in the center. But I want to try making some of them as well as making the blades. So that project is kind of on the front of my mind to give a shot to. So probably gonna try to tackle that here before long. I've got some pieces of lignum vitae, however you say it, which I think would make a really good little plane. But yeah, what do you think? Have you guys ever used finger planes? Again, this is not a super great one, but there are some that you can buy. I mean, they're pretty expensive, and some of them are really nice. But I thought I'd just experiment and just try making some and see what happens. Dallas says, I want that small plain one. Too nervous to shave with a chisel. Yes, that is some of the advantages of these things. This one, I think this one's a little bit big for what for like shaping braces and stuff. I want to make one that's, probably, I don't know, how big is this one? It's got to be 2.5. That's almost 3 inches long. I think I want to be somewhere around 2 inches, inch and a half, maybe. I don't know how small I can make it, but yeah, I wanna try making some. It's been, I've been thinking a lot about it, looking at the commercially available ones, and I'm gonna try making my own before I try dropping some money on buying one. Thomas says, are you going to 3D print some of the parts? Probably not for this. I don't think so. I might do a couple drawings just to help me get some of the angles right, but I think what I want to try, I think I want to make 3. One, 3 of them, one with like a 45-degree blade, one with, I don't know, 30-degree blade or 25-degree blade, and one with a 50 or 60. You know, try 3 different angles and see if one works better than the other, but make the body smaller. Just as an experiment, really. I want to try it, and I probably will try to use an old table saw blade to make the actual blades, or the irons, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. This one is, like I said, is just too long to get in there to really get to the braces. You know, there's just too much material. I think you can't get super close. So yeah, probably won't 3D print on this one. It'd be an interesting challenge, though. I wonder how it would hold up. Maybe I have to try it. Paul says, yes, I've made mine out of brass. I'm making a coffin plane right now out of bird's eye maple and walnut. Oh, cool. I've seen some really cool ones lately. You know, I looked up a couple videos, and of course now that's all that pops up are hand plane making videos, from little tiny ones to, I just watched a guy make like a, I don't know, 4-foot joiner plane or something yesterday. Thomas says, make a curved bottom mini plane. I might try that too. I'll experiment with these at first, and then we can modify from there if they work well. Hitman says, I have tiny balsa planers for RC plane building. Cool. Neptune says, Jeff, send me the file and I'll print it in resin. Well, I might, maybe. I don't know. I haven't started drawing it up yet, but I don't think it's going to be all that hard. We'll see. I might. Let's see. Paul says, I sent a set to another YouTube channel I view a lot. You're more of the make it myself kind of person. Yeah. I mean, I like to. If I can make it, you know, I'd much rather do that in most cases than buy it. I mean, you know, there's a few exceptions where I'm okay buying the thing. But like a plane, I don't know. It can't be that hard. I've never made a plane, but I've wanted to for a while, so I think we're going to do it. So anyway, Thomas says, talk to you later, Jeff. Got to go. He says, thanks, Paul. Right on. Yeah, I got to wrap this up too. And, you know, I got a little bit of guitar practice to do, and then I got work on this here acoustic to get to. So that being said, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. I'd appreciate it. Help support the channel. And, yeah, tell the YouTubes that this is the coolest place to hang out on a Wednesday morning. So anyway, guys, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I look forward to these all the time, just for the hangout factor, if that makes any sense. Anyway, Paul says, have a great week, guys. We'll join when I can. Right on, Paul. No worries. Glad you could tune in this week, and hope you get that bike back pretty quick. Hitman, throwing up the guitars. Right on. Dallo says, have a good week. Neptune says, later all. Corey says, you can always 3D print one first. Oh, yeah, like a test piece. Yeah, I could do that. Harry Dude says, cheers, everyone. Catch you next week. Right on, guys. Thanks a lot so much. Thanks a lot so much. That doesn't even make sense. I'm losing it. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I hope you all have an amazing week. Get out in your shops, build some cool things, and stay safe, stay well. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll catch you all next week. Take care, guys.